first question for Teo. We'll start with Kirsten, second row, third row.
Center field, it seemed like, and even Will Smith talked about, he thought it was caught, so went to tag. What were you seeing from your viewpoint there?
It was one of those plays that if you would have asked me 2 days ago, what would you do in these situations, I would have said, as soon as the ball touched the glove, I would go. But in the moment, I got blocked, I think. And there's not an explanation. I just fucked it up. It's that simple. I don't think there's going to be any explanation that it's going to be accurate. I saw it when the ball hit the glove. I went, and then I saw it bounce it off the glove, and I just react bad. And, one of those moments that you block your mind. But, yeah, it's there's nobody to blame but myself, and it happens.
When you just kind of move on from, when you look at kind of how they were attacking you guys, what you were seeing from their pitchers, what kind of adjustments do you kind of hope to make going into this game tonight to get some more offensive run support for Yoshinobu?
It just yesterday we should have more runs on the scoreboard, but because of that play, we didn't. But it just, I feel like we did take great at-bats yesterday. We put pressure. We got a lot of traffic. We just didn't get the big hit besides that play. That should be better. But, yeah, just same plan, just put pressure, trying to score some runs early in the game.
A few more for Teo. Let's go up to the second to last row in the middle.
¿Qué tal, Teoscar? Gusto saludarte. Teoscar, ¿cómo está el ánimo? ¿Qué tan importante fue el triunfo de anoche para ustedes después de que habían perdido los 6 de temporada regular contra este mismo equipo de Milwaukee?
Todas las victorias son importantes en esta etapa de la temporada. Algo que nosotros nunca tuvimos en mente fue lo que pasó en la temporada regular. Lo que pasó en la temporada regular está en el pasado. Incluso el juego de ayer ya está en el pasado. Gracias a Dios obtuvimos la victoria. Un momento difícil ahí en el 9º inning, pero el picheo sacó la cara y gracias a ello conseguimos la victoria.
Let's go to the left side, third row.
Hola, Teoscar, por acá, ¿qué te pareció el ambiente de jugar postemporada aquí en este estadio y qué esperan hoy de enfrentar a un hombre como Freddy Peralta en la lomita?
Excelente. Pienso que mientras más ruido hacen los fanáticos, especialmente jugando fuera, te ayuda a enfocarte aún más en tratar de hacer tu trabajo y de ayudar al equipo a anotar carrera y ganar al final del día. Y Freddy, todo el mundo sabe que es un excelente pitcher. Tratar de buscarle un pitcher bueno, tratarle de conectarle un contacto duro y hacer el daño, que al final es lo importante.
Let's go to the far right in the fourth row.
Every time it seems like you guys are in town, the whole haunted hotel thing pops up. Do you guys have fun with that in the clubhouse? Do you buy into it? I mean, do you alter any plans?
For me, it's whatever. I don't believe in ghosts. I have stayed in there before. I never see anything or hear anything. But my wife is in this trip, and she says she doesn't want to stay in there, so we have to find another hotel. But I've been hearing from other players and other wives that it's something happening in this couple of nights.
Let's go to the fourth row in the middle, Bill.
Going to drag you back to the double play again, Teoscar. It's been everywhere, replayed, analyzed. How many times have you seen it? Have you gone to look on purpose or avoided it on purpose?
At first, I didn't see the ball hitting the wall. I thought he bobbles the ball, he bring it back, or whatever happened. But I didn't see the ball hitting the wall. I saw it once. Once the play was over, I realized I just fucked up. It's just like one of those that you don't have to see it over and over to realize that you make a mistake. But now it's just on the past. Hopefully it doesn't happen anymore. And for the next time, I'll be ready.
Let's go back to the top right.
I'm so sorry to do this. You said you heard from other wives that things were happening.
My wife told me.
What did your wife tell you was happening?
The lights, some of the rooms, the lights goes off and on, and the doors, there are noises, footsteps, things like, I don't know. I'm not the guy that I'm gonna be here saying, oh yeah, I experienced that before, because I'm not, and I don't think I'm gonna experience that, so.
Let's go to the third row, all the way on the right.
Hi, Teo. You're hitting really well this postseason this year. What's the key to your success?
I don't know. I honestly, it's just like trying to, not thinking about myself, it's more about what can I do to help the team. Any way possible, try to get on base, try to get better pitches to hit. I know you have to do that in the regular season, but I think when it's playoff, you don't think much about your stats as a player, individual. It's more about what can I do today to help this team win. And I'm not worried about numbers. I'm worried about, at the end of the game, celebrating with the win.
Come here to Ricardo, second row.
Teoscar, un par de preguntas. Primero, volviendo a hace unos meses atrás a tu agencia libre, ¿qué tan importante fue ver al equipo, a tratar a Sasaki, a Snell, y pensar en estar en esta posición nuevamente, en competir año tras año?
Súper importante. Para mí, el front office siempre está buscando cómo poner el mejor equipo que ellos puedan en el terreno de juego. Es una organización, es un grupo que lo único que piensa es ganar, sin importar lo que tengan que pagar. Ellos siempre van y buscan los peloteros que ellos piensan que sean necesarios para seguir ganando. Obviamente ganamos el campeonato el año pasado, pero la meta de ellos es seguir ganando. Es algo bien impresionante. No todos los equipos tienen esa misma mentalidad, y quizá en estos días por eso lo critican tanto a los Dodgers, porque ellos lo único que piensan es ganar. Y súper contento de que pude firmar otra vez aquí y que estamos en esta posición a un paso de la Serie Mundial nuevamente.
Y hablando de esa posibilidad de Serie Mundial, ¿qué tanto está en tu mente ver hacia el otro lado, que están tus dos ex equipos allá, la posibilidad de enfrentar a alguno de ellos? ¿Has tenido conversaciones con algunos de tus amigos, compañeros? Un poco de eso.
Sí, yo me mantengo en comunicación con Julio, con Castillo, con Suárez, de Seattle, del otro lado con Vladimir y todos los muchachos que están allá. ¿Sabes? Yo hice buena relación con esos dos equipos, ese grupo de muchachos, y desearle lo mejor para ellos, y que cualquiera que gane, pues yo estaría contento por todos ellos.
Any last ones for Teo? All right, Teo, thanks. Appreciate
Thank you,
your
guys.
time. Okay, we'll get started with Blake Treinen. First question for Blake. Start with Kirsten, third row on your right.
Blake, I know last night we talked about just kind of the execution of your pitches, how you were able to kind of close out this game. When you think about what this year has looked like for you, coming up huge, especially in a game like last night, how much of a confidence booster can that be for you personally?
Yeah, obviously this year's had its struggles. A lot of things trying to work through the elbow injury, trying to find myself again. Certainly haven't been at the clip that I believe that I'm capable of, nor that the Dodgers think I'm capable of. But, with a lot of the work that we've put in and having the ability to get an out when Roki's been so great and picked us up means a lot. And I feel like I'm in a pretty good place. And I think a lot of us down in the bullpen feel really confident moving forward.
A few more for Blake. Let's go to Chelsea right in the middle.
Hey, Blake. I know it hasn't been too much time that Roki has been out there with you guys, but what have you kind of seen from him as he's tried to get comfortable in a relief role?
Who is this?
Roki.
Roki. Yeah, I think anytime somebody comes back as quick as he did, maybe just getting a handful of experiences under his belt before the playoffs in the bullpen, it's pretty incredible what he's done. But the talent itself, I think, as players, if you keep the focus simple as we're just getting outs, I know it sounds pretty simple and kind of cliche-ish, but when you keep it that simple, he's been able to narrow his focus and execute. And what he's done a great job of is with his 2 pitches, going strike one with both, and it is, even if it is just a 2-pitch mix, maybe a third, it's hard to sit on one or the other because they're both 80 grade pitches. So his ability to fill up the strike zone has been a huge testament on top of the stuff.
Steve, second row.
You've pitched in numerous postseason games over the years. How much does that experience kind of help you when you're in a situation like you were yesterday? And what kind of advice have you given some of the younger relievers on your team regarding just dealing with the postseason, this type of thing?
Yeah, I think a lot of it starts with the preparation the organization does for you too. It keeps, I guess, the approach of a player a lot more simple. You trust the game plan, the way you want to attack hitters, and you don't have to put a lot more thought into it. Experience is always a blessing. You know, I've been very fortunate to be on a lot of winning teams, and being with this organization for 6 years has bred a lot of those opportunities. And for young guys, I think the best advice I got from Jason Worth and Adam LaRoche as a rookie in DC, watching them play, was every out is magnified. And so just take the outs when you get them. Don't try to make a moment bigger than it is. And as best as you can, which isn't the easiest part, is try to block out the crowd. I mean, we play in some meaningful games all year, but a place like this gets really loud, a place like Philly gets really loud, and from here on out, it's just going to be loud. And so sometimes you can feel that pressure, but if you can just keep the narrow focus. Will does a great job back there. Ben has done a great job for us back there. And just the game planning from the organization top to bottom really just gives you peace to go out and execute your pitches.
Anything else for Blake? All right, but Blake, appreciate your time.
All right, thank you.
Let's start with Dave Roberts. First question for Doc. We can start with Kirsten down in front.
Dave, I know we've seen quite a few lefties recently, so kind of how you've set up the lineup, mixing Teoscar, Freddie, things like that. Teoscar's a little further down in the lineup today. What kind of just went into that decision of how you wanted to construct today's lineup going up against Peralta?
I think just thinking about, where they're at as a staff, they're going to need length out of Freddie. And so just to, feel that, having Max in the 5, I think it just makes it a little bit more challenging for him, and just understanding that, trying to beat the starter, and I felt this lineup construction is the best way to go about it.
Let's go to Jack down in front.
How much of a advantage is it to win a game one in which they have to use so much of their high leverage pitching and the way that game played out?
It's as a game, when not every win's important, but when you can, win a ball game and get looks at their leverage guys, and they've obviously, had to expend a lot of energy getting to this point. And so when you're looking at 4 games in 5 days, and still securing a win was huge for us. And, feel good where we're at on the pitching side, and obviously getting a look at a handful of guys yesterday as well.
And then in your bullpen, Roki's fastball velocity has ticked down a little bit over the course of the postseason. How much of a concern is that? Is that just kind of part of, the more you pitch him, the more kind of mileage it's on the arm, or what do you attribute that to?
That's interesting. Yeah, we've identified that. I don't know the answer. We'll see how today goes, but it's one of those things that we're still in sort of uncharted territory with him, and so we're still gathering information, and he's doing everything he can to stay ready and be productive. But it's something that's certainly on our radar, and I don't know if it's, I don't think he'd be fatigued, or if it's mechanical, but it may be a combo like most things are.
Let's go to Sonia in the second row.
Dave, would that make Roki unavailable today, potentially?
I wouldn't say unavailable, but it is unlikely that we'll use him.
And, you've continued to use Treinen in some high leverage spots, even with the ups and downs of a season. What has kind of led you to kind of keep that faith in him and want to put him in those positions?
I think it's, I think I know he's pitched in huge spots for us. I think he does a great job of handling his emotions. And when you're pitching in playoff games in big spots, it doesn't matter what the season ERA is. It's what you do in a particular moment. And I think that for me, I'm willing to bet on certain players in big spots, regardless of, other things that might have led up to a particular moment. And Blake's one of those guys.
Let's go to Bill in the second row, far right.
Yeah, the crazy double play last night, what do you do with that? Do you just put it away, or do you use it as a teachable moment? Do you discuss it at all?
We discussed it a little bit, but honestly, we had the play this year, and our coaches talked about it even recently. And so definitely don't put it away. Very unlikely that happens 3 times in 1 year to one team, but I would be shocked if, number one, if it happens again, and if we make the same mistakes. I do think that we're very versed in the rules, and we really take pride in that. But that was just one of those crazy situations. But I am grateful of the fact that even after that crazy play, we continue to kind of fight and take good at bats afterward, and didn't let it kind of bring us down for the rest of the game.
And the topic of your haunted hotel has come up again. You've stayed there many times over the years, I'm sure. Do you have any paranormal stories for us?
I don't. Those stories went away when I was about 10 years old, so no, not anymore. I'm okay to go to bed now.
A few more for Dave. Anybody? Kirsten?
Just quickly on Yoshinobu, what, when he makes the adjustments, whether in game, in between starts, what do you see from him that allows him to have more success, especially when you consider, his last outing here and wasn't one of his stronger ones, and how he, I have to imagine, just personally looks to get back on track against this team?
Yeah. In-game adjustments, there's some part of it of pitch mix. Whether it's, going to the breaking ball more or going to the fastball, whatever pitch it might be to get them back on track. Don't know the answer until we're in it. I do think that how to start off the right way is get ahead. And that's the thing that when he does get ahead, he's good, and when he doesn't, he labors. And so that's kind of the tale for Yoshinobu. So, my expectation is that he's going to get ahead of these guys, and then the split's going to be better than it was his last outing, and it's going to be a good outing.
Nat, third row.
Dave, did you decide which game Shohei is pitching?
Show will throw game 4, and then Glass game 3.
Any last ones for Dave? Dylan, down in front.
Why those? How'd you decide on that 3 and 4 starting?
Just puts Shohei's been fine with rest. Potentially lines him up, if we need a game 7 out of the pen. Game 3, we feel that Tyler is on regular rest, so it kind of lines him up as well. So just kind of all these things just made sense.
All right, Doc, thanks.
All
We'll
right,
see you
thanks,
post-game.
guys. Yep.